My day once again started out early because I wanted to beat the Osaka rush hour. Turns out getting to the airport was all limo bus, so I didn't really need to do that and could have slept in a little bit. I actually wanted to get McDonald's breakfast, but it was raining, so I decided against it. Here's the trip to the airport. People get to the airport only like 10 minutes before boarding. Here's a bunch of businessmen looking at a baseball game, an American baseball game. So, second plane trip in a row that I have no seats next to me. Hopefully, it's not personal. Here's me taking off. You also get a pretty cool look here of like the city leading right up to the mountains. This is Osaka and how it sprawls all the way to Kyoto. Also because there's a short flight, you don't get so high, so you can see these shipping ships. But once we reach Kyushu, it's a significantly different vibe. Much more rural around here. Here's the Aso caldera as we get closer to Kumamoto. It's a super volcano that can blow at any time. Gladly it didn't here. Here's me landing. It was a rough landing, but it was fine. Also, when I got to the airport, one of the first things I saw was Kumamon. I was expecting more Kumamon at the airport, but this was it. This is me driving to where I'm staying in Hitoyoshi. It's about an hour 15 from the airport, and it doesn't quite do it justice. This is the theme of the trip, is that I can't quite capture the scale and grandeur of things. Also, I'm driving, so it's not the best look. Here's me at a rest stop trying to get a better look at the mountains. It was stunning. It's like untamed wilderness, even though, Kyushu's got the same population as Ohio and is like much smaller. When I got to Hitoyoshi, ironically, the first place I went was the station, and that was to get some of these Natsume Book of Friends tourism at. This is the city where Natsume's Book of Friends is set, so I wanted to see some of the Natsume sites. Also, by the station, there was a bunch of these like white cranes hanging up in the tree. Also, the biggest moth I've ever seen in the bathroom that I didn't get a picture of. Here's the walk. This is like one of the sites, one of the places where Natsume's friends walk down. Also, if you see that yellow building in the distance, that is a gift shop that is just filled with Natsume Book of Friends stuff, a ton of Nyanko Sensei stuff, but also for like a bunch of characters. In the US, basically all you see is Natsume, is Nyanko Sensei. Here's Natsume when he's in Focus of Go. And just tons of products for basically like any character in the show, and I always thought that was pretty cool. I probably spent way too much money before going back to my house. Alright, back with another room tour, and this is just the entryway, and it's bigger than most of the rooms you've seen. Also, I didn't notice this Totoro puzzle poster they had here. Here is the main room, and all of this just for me. I think it's a hostel. It can fit or can sleep up to like 10 or something, because I guess they're all just on futons. But you got a cool kitchen table. In here's the sink and the shower. Hopefully there's a shower. Yeah, there's the shower. Come back out here. There's a bathroom when it focuses. Bathroom in there. I think they do these like tours if you ask, but I'm probably not going to. And full sink, full microwave, curtains. I didn't actually open the curtains yet. Look at that view! Oh my god! All this just for me. I am spoiled. Quick, another look at the balcony. This is pretty great. That's the road that you come in, but this is downtown Hitoyoshi. And look at the shot of the mountains. Tremendous. There's a river down there. I thought I saw a fish, but no, this is just leaf debris. Make sure not to drop my phone. There's also this neat barbecue place right behind it. They are a rafting company, so they take, groups, take them out rafting. Also, I've seen this thing packed in pictures online, which is pretty cool. After dropping my stuff off at home, I went around town to see some of the sites, some of the Natsume sites. Some of them were just cool things I spotted around town. There's a lot of bridges, so a lot of cool like shots going over bridges, shots of bridges from bridges. This is probably one of the main ones in town. This island was all swept away in a flood in 2020. There used to be a park and a bunch of things to do there. You see it all over the region of how everyone was affected by this flood and how they're still recovering from it. A lot of stuff still under construction around here, but hopefully it recovers soon. Here's just another cool bridge from a bridge. This one's on the way to the Aoi Aso Shrine, which is, I didn't know it was there until I like drove by this giant torii gate coming over to where to park. I couldn't get a bunch of good views because like the light, it only hit one side really well, so I decided to go back tomorrow to get more better shots. But I did want to get a shot of these carp and that duck kind of swimming over to it. That was fun. But when there's a sunset, there's one thing to do, and that's find a grassy hill. Nothing says anime more than a grassy hill at sunset. It might not seem like a lot, but I was actually like chuffed when I found this. I decided to take a kind of quick selfie and think of something profound, or I would have if Daily Lives of High School Boys didn't already like make jokes about that. I think I need to shave. And because I wanted to kill time before it got dark, I went to this game center. It had a bunch of cool things. Here's Hello Kitty. Here are some Pokemon purses that were actually pretty cool. A lot of stuff was like cranes, and I was like, this probably looks difficult to win. This game looked fun, and I wanted to try it, but I didn't know what I'd do with like packing that stuff and taking it on multiple plane rides. Here's another one that I'm usually pretty okay at this game, getting a stop on the spot, but again, didn't want to carry it around the whole time. Another cool like game that was, I think you gotta cut the string. I didn't know how to play it, but I wanted to try it, and there are a lot of nice prizes in there, including this one Bakugo figure. But the one thing I couldn't pass up was a Boji figure in a game that I just wanted to try. What it is, it picks it up. It has grippy, so it always gets it if you like even get just slightly close. But with those metal things in the way, it makes it difficult for it to shoot down. You got to get it past all those things. It also is like super bouncy. Here it goes again. I like the little wiggle it does before. But you can see how they're like lined up. You kind of have to get it to fall perfectly. After this one, I was like, if I could just like nudge it a little bit, like a nudge would work to try and get it down. Like that was ideally what I was aiming for, was to get it to like slight grip, but get it to like slide on through. These big drops kind of like lob it in there. Lobbed it in there. This is my last coin coming up, and I was like, you get 6 plays for $5 or 500 yen. So here it goes. Oh yeah! And I got this Bochi figure. Also, have to pack it somehow, but I got it. After it got dark, I returned to the station for this. Around town, they have a bunch of images projected onto buildings and onto streets from Natsume. I think there was a total of 10. They're scattered across town. Here's one of the kind of cow bull god. Another one coming up here that is Natsume's 2 like yokai friends. But they're all over town, but they had a bunch of them down this street that actually had the gift shop on. This is directly in front of where the gift shop was. It's the Nyanko Sensei. Here's you can see the street at night. I just think it's a real cool thing how they like lean heavily into Natsume and are proud of their anime history. And that was my first day in Kumamoto. I was actually like pretty anxious about coming here. Not because I didn't think things were going to be cool, because of like, driving, and this is A, fairly rural, and B, fairly far away from like the touristy areas, so not everybody speaks English, and there isn't always English signage, and I was worried about like how I speak, and mostly, the people I've interacted with spoke English pretty well. Haven't had a ton of issues communicating with anybody. The towns are really cool. I love it. Just walking around town was so awesome, and seeing all the Natsume stuff. How much they lean in to like Natsume and just anime stuff here is just really cool. This room does get slightly creepy at night because like it's right by the road, so you can hear like cars go by, and if people are going by on bike or whatever, like the grates rattle and stuff like that. Like when I came into park, like the wind outside was just like rustling the trees. You can hear stuff in the river sometimes, so it's a little disconcerting, but it's still such a cool place to be a part of. But that's it. More from Kumamoto tomorrow. Bye, everybody.